Hello and welcome back. Today we'll be opening some Strixhaven, Secrets of Strixhaven. Um, I have not seen any of these cards yet. I don't really know. I've seen some of the ones that you see on the, the hyped up ones or whatever with all the Power 9 on them. I haven't really seen like a bunch of the commons or anything, so I don't really know what is in this set. So this first box is probably going to take a little bit longer. I do have 2 boxes, so the second box I'll probably just go through and go to the rares a lot quicker. This first box though, I'm going to just enjoy it a little bit, look at some of the stuff that's in it. Oh, secret lair, huh? Yeah, I'm a kind of secret lair type guy. We got Secrets of Strixhaven, the Draft, Silverquill, Rosemary, Witherbloom, Lorehold, Quandrix. Those are the school names, I guess. We got different pictures on the things. Looks like 3 or 4 different pictures on there. I'm going to go ahead and move this box out of the way. Bring the stack over and we'll just get started on cracking some of these packs. Seeing what's in them. I do also have 2 collector boosters I was able to purchase. Alright, what do we got here? We have to lower this down a little bit. Let's bring it in. There we go. Rancorious Archaic. Trample Reach, 2/2 for 5. Send in the pest. Each opponent discards a card. You create a black 1 creature token. Attacks, you gain 1 life. Spellbook Seeker. Flying, enters prepare. 3/3 for 4. Sorcery, draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Studious First Year. Search your library for basic land card. Put that on the card. Tapped and shuffle. It's a pretty good guy there. A 1/1 for 1 that you can pay 2 and bring out a mana. Nice, I like that. Tome Blast. Deals 2 damage to any target with a flashback of 5. That's useful. Sometimes people forget about that flashback in the graveyard. Alright, Visionary's Dance. Create 2/3/3 blue and red elemental tokens with flying. 2, discard this card. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put 1 into your hand, 1 in the other one in your graveyard. For 7. I don't see that being used outside of limited. Even if it's there. Rendered Speechless. Opponent reveals their hand, choose an on-land. Player discards it. 2 counters for 4. I guess they're just starting to blend effects of different cards together and putting them on the same card and making it cost like 1 less than what the 2 cards individually would cost. I've seen them doing that a lot on Magic lately. They're trying to like power scale that way. In any case, end of the hunt. Sorcery. Target opponent exiles a creature or planeswalker they control with the greatest mana value among creatures and planeswalkers they control. So it gets rid of their biggest guy only. It's not too bad, I guess, or one of their biggest guys. Environmental Scientists. 2/2 for 2. When this creature enters, you may search the library for basic land, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Not bad. A Snooping Page. I don't even know that one. Repartee. I don't know how to say it. I don't want to mess it up. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell that targets a creature, this creature can't be blocked this turn. That one's pretty good. Whenever a creature deals combat to a player, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Okay, that seems a little fair. What do we got here? Oh, we got a mythic on our first pack, huh? All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn for 3. Infusion. If you gain life this turn, destroy all creatures instead. Withering Curse. Not bad, not bad. Let's see what we get behind it. Knockout Maneuver. What? It put the mythic in front of it? That's kind of weird, huh? Knockout Maneuver. +1/+1 counter on entire creature control, then deals damage equal to it. Creature opponent controls. And another Environmental Scientist. 1 teachers. Search the library. What do the lands do in this one here? Enters tapped. Oh, Surveil for... Oh, you can pay 4 to Surveil. Enters tapped. Whatever. Inkling. Spirit. All right. That pack took a while, I know. We're going to try to get through them a little bit quicker than that. But honestly, this is the first box, so I'm not really stressing about it. If you don't want to watch like a half-hour long video, you may want to go on to my next box. Shattered Acolyte. 2/2 for 2 with lifelink. Sacrifice it, destroy target enchantment or artifact. Not bad. Pull from the grave. Sorcery. Return 2 from your graveyard to your hand. Gain 2 life. Deluge Virtuoso. When this creature enters, tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. Opus, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. 5 or more mana was spent to cast it. This creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn instead. Alright. Glorious Decay. Instant for 2. Choose one artifact, 4 damage, creature with flying, exile card from a graveyard, and draw a card. Not too bad. For 2, this is what it is. Stadium Title Mage. 4, 2, a blue and a red for 4. Excuse me, for 4/4, whenever this creature enters or attacks, you may draw a card. If you do so, discard a card. Mage Tower Referee is an artifact creature, a construct, 2/1 for 2. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Not too bad for, commander people. Again, I'm not the most biggest for commander, so doesn't mean a whole lot to me. Tablet of Discovery. When this artifact enters, mill a card. You may play that card this turn. You can add a red for 2 and a red, so it's cost 2. You get your red. Add 2 red, spend this mana only to cast instant sorceries. Not bad. That's not bad. Tablet of Discovery is not too bad. Not going to complain about that. Sanyar Unfinished Genius. Enters prepared. Tap it. Create a treasure token. Activate only if you've cast instant sorcery spell this turn. And Wild Idea for 5. Search your library for instant sorcery card. Reveal it. Put it into your hand. Then shuffle. 0/4 guy for 2. 2 mana. 0/4. Blue and a red. Emil Vastland's Roamer, a legendary creature, elf druid. With creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them have trample. Well, that feeds into a lot of things that have been going on lately. A lot of creatures with +1/+1s on them. That whole last set that we just had, TMNT, had a whole green, was all about the mutagen tokens. Okay, for 5, tap it, create a token, blue and green fractal creature. Put X +1/+1s on it, where X is the number of differently named lands you control. Kind of neat. Arcane Omens, 5, sorcery, converge. Target player discards X, where X is the number of colors. Dispense the spell. I thought that was vivid, not converge. Whatever. I'm sure they just do whatever they want now. Conciliator's Duelist. It is 2 white and 2 black. This creature enters, draw a card. Each player loses 1 life. Repartee. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, exile up to 1 target creature. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Alright. 4/3 for 4. Monstrous Rage. +2/+0 until end of turn. Create a monster roll token. Wasn't this one wasn't this one banned? And now what is it, back again? I thought they banned this card in whatever. Ancestral Anger. Target creature gains trample and gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is 1 plus the number of cards named Ancestral Anger in your graveyard. Huh. That's pretty cool. Forest. Fractal, Pest. Alright, next one. Where are we at on time on this? Man, 8 minutes in and we've only done 3 packs. Sorry, y'all. This one's going to take a while. 5, the spell costs 3 less. Target tap creature, destroy target creature at Johnny's response. Burrow Bayman, Death Touch, 1/1. This creature gets +1/+1 till end of turn. That's not bad. I like the 1/1 Death Touch that actually does something. 1 blue, target creature you control gets +0/+3 and gains hexproof. That's a pretty good one. I like when you get hexproof. Helpful. Expressive Dance, Fire Dancer. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, creature gets +1/+1 till end turn, 5 or more. Gains double strike. Okay, that's pretty cool. Follow the Lumerets. Infusion. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card. A land card from among them, put it into your hand. If you gain life this way, you may instead reveal 2 creature and their land cards from among them, put them into your hand in a random order. Alright. Ooh, smack the shit out of that, huh? Can you all see this stuff even? Or are you just kind of like not really paying attention anymore? For 5, 3 a green and a blue, draw 3 cards. You may put a land card from your hand on the battlefield tap. That does not seem like it's worth it. Imperious Ink Mage, Vigilance. When this creature enters, surveil 2. 3/3 for 3 with vigilance. Social snub. 3 mana, same as the last one. Sorcery. When you cast a spell while you control a creature, you may copy the spell. Each player sacrifices a creature of their choice. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Reach. It's 1/3 for 2. Opus. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. 5 or more mana was spent to cast this creature, deals 3 damage to each opponent instead. That's pretty good. The Thunderdome Soloist. All right, 1/3, and then whenever you cast something, he deals damage. I like those. Divergent Equation. Return up to X target instant and or sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand. Exile Divergent Equation. Shattered Sanctum. This land enters tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. Ooh, all right, yay. And a Giant Growth. Look at that new Giant Growth. Look at that. That's pretty silly looking. +3/+3 to end a turn. And a Cat Cleric for 3/3 for 4. When this creature enters, create a 1 and black Inkling creature with flying. Land, a fractal. The lands kind of look a little bit neat. I kind of like the big. I like when they do the big symbols on them. All right, let's see if we can get something exciting here. Make this time go a little faster. Interjection instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 against first strike till end of turn. That's a good little battle trick for limited. Snaring Shade Rider flying. This creature enters. Each opponent loses 2 life. You gain 2 life. 5 mana. 3/3 flyer. Landscape Painter. Sorcery Vibrant Idea. Draw 2 cards for 5. This creature enters prepared. It's a 2/1 for 2. Doesn't have flying or anything. Strife Scholar, sorcery, create 2 red and white spirit tokens. Ward, pay 2 life, 3/2. It doesn't, none of these are really super enthralling to me. Oracle's Restoration, target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. You draw a card and gain 1 life. Yeah, so, alright. It's sorcery speed. Bibliopex Tomekeeper, artifact creature construct. When this creature enters, choose up to 1. Target creature becomes prepared. Target creature becomes unprepared. Bogwater Lumerant. Spirit Frog. When this creature or another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. That one's kind of good. I like it when that happens. Witherbloom Charm. You may sacrifice a permanent. If you do, draw 2 cards. You gain 5 life. Destroy target non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Harsh Annotation. For 2, an instant, destroy target creature. Its controller creates a 1/1 white and black Inkling creature token with flying. Alright, not too bad. Molten Note. Molten Note deals damage to target creature equal to the amount of mana spent to cast the spell. Untap all creatures you control. Sorcery. Whatever. Erode. For 1. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Whoa. I think that's pretty freaking good. That's like a not Swords to Plowshare. What's the other one? Path to Exile. Counter target spell with mana value 4 or greater. That's pretty good. I like when you can 2 mana because they're not going to be expecting it. And if they're getting their big guy out. Rancorous Archaic. 5. Trample Reach. 2/2. Enters with +1 for each color. Mana spent to cast it. The Converge is getting me. Because I'm thinking it should be Vivid. I thought it was called Vivid when you have the different ones. You get the bonuses for the different colors. It's not making sense to me why they keep naming them different things. Rapier Wit. Tap target creature. If it's your turn, put a stun counter on it and draw a card. Adventurous Eater. Enters prepared. It's 3, 3/2. Have a bite. Sorcery. Put a +1/+1 counter. Target creature you control gain a life. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Surveil. For 2. Sorcery. Additional cost. Discard a card. Draw 2 cards and then create a treasure token. Not really feeling that. Terramorphic Expanse. Pest Mascot, a 2/3 trampler for 1, a black and a green. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. I do like that because that feeds into the life gain in the blue and the black green, which is like my favorite color combo. So on a turn, creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain menace. Whenever this creature attacks, you gain 1 life. Pretty good. Root manipulation. Hopefully I'll get a chance to play that tonight. Encouraging avatar. Whenever this creature attacks, it becomes prepared. Target creature gains flying until end of turn. 2/3. Killian's confidence. It's white and a black. Sorcery. Creature. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Draw a card. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you may pay a white or black. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. It's only a sorcery, though. I got Cody, the Veriferous Codex. It's a special guest. I think it's like a commander card or something. I don't know. You can't cast permanent spells. That's pretty weird. For 4, you can add a Ruber, and when you next cast a spell this turn, exile cards to the top of your library until you exile an instant sorcery card with lesser mana value. Until end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Put each other card exiled this way on the bottom of your library in a random order. Cody. What do we get behind him? We got another mythic, huh? That's not too bad. Decorum Dissertation. 5 mana, sorcery, lesson. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life, and has Paradigium on it. Then exile this spell. After you first resolve a spell with this name, you may cast a copy of it from exile without paying its mana cost at the beginning of each of your first main phases. Huh. So it stays around forever. Okay. That one's kind of neat. Hop to it. Create 3 more bunnies. Bunnies making bunnies. Create 3 1/1 white rabbit creature tokens. And then in the one, we got another common card. Honor-bound page. First strike. 3/3 for 4 with first strike. Sorcery. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains flying until end of turn. Swamp. Shrimp. Fractal Pest. All right, let's keep moving. All right. Owlin Historian. A 2/3 for 3 flying. When this creature enters, surveil 1. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. All right. Last gasp. Target creature -3/3 till end of turn for 2. That's not bad. I like it when they do that. It helps get around a lot of other removal, stopping removal stuff. Hungry Garafalon. A 3/4 for 4. Reach increment. Whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana you spent on, if mana spent is greater than this creature's power or toughness, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. All right, not bad. It gets bigger whenever you cast bigger spells. Heated Argument. 5 mana. Heated Argument deals 6 damage. Target creature. You may exile a card from your graveyard. If you do, Heated Argument also deals 2 damage to that creature's controller. That's not really worth it. Instant. For 4 mana, the spell costs 2 less to cast if 1 or more cards left your graveyard this turn. Wilt in the Heat deals 5 damage to target creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile instead. Fractal Mascot. For 6, it's a 6/6. Trample. This creature enters, tap target creature and opponent controls, put a stun counter on it. Kind of basic. Silver Quill Charm. Black and a white and black. Choose 1, put 2 +1/+1 counters target creature, exile target creature with power 2 or less. Each opponent loses 3 life, and you gain 3 life. That one's not bad. Growth Curve. Oh, green and a blue. Sorcery. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, then double the number of +1/+1 counters on that creature. Okay. I've seen that. That's pretty cool. I like how they get it into one card here instead of just on one creature. You can put it on any creature. Micah, Reader of Ruins. Legendary creature, Human Artificer. Ward, pay 3 life. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, you may sacrifice an artifact. If you do, copy that spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy. Rabbit Attack. 1 and a black. Instant. Until end of turn, any number of target creatures you control each get +1/+1, and gain when this creature dies, draw a card. Oh my goodness, I thought I was going to let them all come back. That would have been crazy. They do replace themselves with it now. Molten Core Maestro. It is a 2/2 for 2 with Menace and Opus. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. If 5 or more mana was spent to cast that spell, add an amount of red mana equal to this creature's power. And that's pretty good, man. This guy's going to get big quick. Big quick, 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 quick. He's a pretty good guy. He's a Goblin Bard. So, in Goblin decks, what do we get? Fracture. Oh, hey, finally got a freaking rare in here. Not a mythic rare, but at least a freaking rare. A white and a black instant. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or plant. They just did get rid of a creature. So sad. So sad. Transcendent Archaic. 7 mana, 6/6 vigilance with Converge. This creature enters, you may draw X cards or X the number of color mana spent to cast it. If you draw 1 or more cards this way, discard 2 cards. Oh, so you gotta spend at least 3 different to make it even freaking worth it. That's sad. Very sad. I like the game of Magic, but, you know, sometimes I don't really agree with the way that they make the cards. But I don't think anybody agrees with all of them. Essence Shatter. Counter target creature spell. That's not bad. You gotta pay attention now in drafted. I mean, in limited for that. Rehearse Debate or Vigilance or Repartee. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell that targets creature, this creature gets +1/+1. 3/3 for 3. Masterful Flourish. Instant target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains indestructible to end a turn. That's pretty good in black. Super helpful. 1 is for 1 and a green. Target creature control gets +1/+1 to end a turn. If you cast another instant sorcery spell this turn, then deals damage equal to its power up to 1 target creature an opponent controls. Burrow Barrage. Goblin Glasswright. It is a 2/2 for 2. Enters prepared. And it allows you to cast Craft with Pride, which is a sorcery. It says create a treasure token for 1 red. Pursue the Past. It is a red and a white. You gain 2 life. You may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Flashback for 4. Living History. Enchantment. When this enchantment enters, create a 2/2 red and white spirit token. Whenever you attack, if a card left your graveyard this turn, target attacking creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. It is an enchantment for 2. Diary of Dreams. Artifact. Book. Book is a new subtype that they just put in on this set. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a page counter on this artifact. 5, tap it, draw a card. This ability costs 1 less to cast for each page counter on this artifact. Hey, that's pretty good, man. So you could just be tapping this to draw an extra. After you cast 5 things, it's free. Just happen every turn. Nice. Leech Collector. It is a 2/2 for 2. Whenever you gain life for the first time each turn, this creature becomes prepared. And for 1, each opponent loses 2 life. That's not bad. So you can make them lose 4 life each turn. That if you can work it into your system. Choreograph Sparks. It is a 2 red instant. The spell can't be copied. You get to choose 1 or both. Copy target instant sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. Copy target creature spell you control. The copy gains haste, and at the beginning of the next step, sacrifice this token. All right, we got 2 rares in this one. Yay! First pack with 2 rares. Comforting Counsel, and it's an enchantment, 1 and a green enchantment. Whenever you gain life, put a growth counter on this enchantment. As long as there are 5 or more growth counters on this enchantment, creatures you control get +3/+3. All right. Oh, look at this pack. Look at this pack. Every pack in a box, they got to make them look, at least one look a little special, huh? So this one had 2 rares and a Living End, which is a mythic rare sorcery with suspend 3 for 4 mana. Each player exiles all creature cards from their graveyard, then sacrifices all creatures they control, then puts all cards they exile this way onto the battlefield. That's a pretty cool copy of that card. I like it, man. I'm happy with that. What? And then I gotta know. We might have to put this pack on the freaking internet, huh? Oh, they're all going on the internet, but we might have to do this one separate. Call in the Week. It's got a shiny Call in the Week. Additional cost spell, sacrifice creature, add 4 mana. And then a field. So this one, the very rare that you see it, 4 rares in 1 pack. They do it. They do actually make those packs. And we got one today. Yay, our team! Yay, our team! Let's open some more out of this box. That makes me feel a little bit better, even though we don't land one of the big-ass chase cards. At least we got a pack that didn't, you know, we're improving our odds of getting stuff here. Quick study, draw 2 cards for 3 mana. Elite Interceptor, enters prepared. It's a 1/2 for 1. You may tap or untap, target creature, draw a card for 2. Not super great. Venturous Eater, we saw this one already. Tenured Concoctor, Vigilance, 5, 4/5. Whenever this creature becomes a target of spell ability opponent controls, you may draw a card. Infusion, this creature gets +2/+0 as long as you gain life this turn. That's not bad, so it'd be a 6/5. Whatever. Stadium Title Mage, we've seen this one before. Of course, Terramorphic Expanse. Charging Strife Knight. Haste, 3/3 for 3. Discard a card, draw a card. Poisoner's Apprentice. It is a 2/2 for 3 with infusion. When this creature enters, target creature and opponent controls gets -4/-4 until end of turn if you gain life this turn. Startled Relic Sloth. It is a 4/4 for 2, a red and a white. Trample lifelink. At the beginning of combat on your turn, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Not bad, not bad. An Environmental Sciences 2/2 guy. Let you look for a land. We've seen that before. All right, this guy is Jadadez, Steward of Fate. He's got the Oracle's Gift on him. He enters prepared and enters, draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. He is a 2/4 for 3. Create a 3X00 green blue fractal. Put X +1/+1 counters on him for each fractal you control. Okay. Repel Calamity. Destroy target creature with power, toughness 4 or greater. I do like that one. It's just a tiny little dude standing up against him for 1 and a white. Tenured Concoctor, Vigilance, Troll Druid, 4/5. This was the guy we just saw. Ooh, I do like that swamp. That's pretty cool. Like on the swamp. All right, let's keep going. We're digging down into this box. We're about 1/3 of the way through. And we are, what is this? Sailor, 27 minutes. What? What kind of nonsense is that? I guess that's what happens when you actually take the time to read the cards. Target creature you control gets -0/+3, hexproof. Underbound page, first strike, under prepare, gets +1/+0. Wander off, exile target creature for 4. Instant efflorescence. Put 2 counters on target creature, infusion, you gain life, and that creature also gains trample and indestructible till end of turn. That one's not bad. You have to gain some life from it first, though. Rearing Embermare. Reach haste 5 for 4/5. Page loose leaf. Artifact construct 2. Artifact creature constructs. Okay. Tap for grandeur. Discard another card named Page loose leaf cards from the top of your library until you reveal an instant sorcery card. Put the rest of your card in your hand. Okay. So he turns another extra one into an instant sorcery. Destroy target artifact creature. You gave him 1 life. That's not bad. 3. Destroy target artifact or creature. Temporary Lecturer. Increment. Cast a spell. If it's larger, add an amount of green mana equal to this creature's power. Nice. So it can get bigger. You can cast for more. Eternal Student. It's a 4/2. Exile this card from your graveyard. Create 2 1/1 white and black ink cries flying. Spectacular Sky Whale. It is a 1/4 flyer for 4 mana with Opus. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, it gets +3/+0 until end of turn. 5 or more was spent to cast on. Instead, put 3 +1/+1 counters on this guy. Not too bad, not too bad. Stirring Hope Singer. Flying lifelink for 3 mana. He's a 1/3 with Repartee. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell that targets a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. And he's a regular bird, not legendary or anything. Pretty good one here. I like him. Let's get him in the screen here. Stirring Hope Singer, not bad. Zombify. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's a pretty cool looking one. And Pterodactyl. That's pretty cool. A dinosaur factyl. Flying, this creature enters with X +1/+1 counters on it. When this creature enters, you also gain 2 life. It's a 1/0, and so you have to pay at least 3 mana to get a 2/1 flyer. That's kind of silly. And then a shiny land this time. Fractal Impest. Fractal Impest. We're getting a lot of Fractal Pest ones. Right, let's keep it rolling here because we are taking quite a bit of time with this. Hydro Channeler, 1/3 for 2. Spend mana. Only cast this instant sorcery. Add 1 mana color. Spend this mana to cast instant sorcery. Rapier Wit. Tap target creature. If it's your turn, put stun counter on. Draw a card. Cheerful Ostomancer. Enters prepared. Return target creature card from graveyard to your hand. Or raise dead for 4 or whatever. Shopkeeper's Bane. It's a 3 mana, 4/2 trample. Whenever it attacks, you gain a couple life. Visionary Dance, 7 mana. Create 2 3/3 blue and red tokens with flying. Discard it. Look at the top 2. Put one into your hand, one into your graveyard. Inkling Mascot, a 2/2 with repartee. Whenever you cast instant sorcery, targets creature. This creature gains flying until end of turn, and then surveil 1. Colossus of the Blood Age. When this creature enters, it deals 3 damage to each opponent, and you gain 3 life. When this creature dies, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards +1. It is a 6/6 for 6. Mind Roots, sorcery. Target player discards 2 cards. Put up to 1 land card discarded this way onto the battlefield, tapped under your control. Nice. Makes them not get rid of their lands. Flow State, sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand, and the rest in the bottom of your library. Or if there's a sorcery card in your graveyard, instead put 2 of them into your hand. The rest on your library in any order. 2 mana can give you 2 cards, I guess. Dina's Guidance. It is a instant, a 1, a black, and a green. Search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand or graveyard, then shuffle. Okay. So it's tutor, 3 mana tutor. But it gives you a creature card, and then we got a Stormcarved Coast. Tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. Hey man, we got 3 rares in this one too. Brotherhood's End. Choose one Brother's Head End, deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker, or destroy all artifacts with a mana value 3 or less. That's a pretty cool looking card too. I like it. Pretty cool looking. But I mean, I imagine we're going to see a lot of the mystical tutor things. You get 1 in every pack. Last Grass. Target creature gets -3/-3 till end of turn. Forest. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Losing my voice a little bit. May have to pause it to go get a drink, you all. So if it has a little cut in it, it's not because I'm trying to fake you all out or anything. 03 for 3, increment. Gets bigger. That means when this creature enters, surveil 2. It's a textbook tabulator. That's pretty cool. Stone Docent. Spirit Chimera. Exile this card from your graveyard. Gain 2 life. Surveil 1. It's a 3/1 for 2. Ulna Alley Shopkeeper. Creature Goblin Warlock. It's a 2/3 for 3 with Menace. An infusion. It gets +2/+0 as long as you gain life. So 4/3 if you gain life. Tackle Artist. It is a 4/3 for 4 mana with Trample and Opus. Whenever you cast instant sorcery, put +1/+1 counter on this creature. If 5 or more was put 2 instead of 1. Elemental Mascot, 1/4 for 1, a blue and a red. It is Flying Vigilance with Opus. Cast instant sorcery. It gets +1/+0 until end of turn. 5 or more. Exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until the end of your next turn. Imperious Ink Mage, 3/3 Vigilance. When it enters, surveil 2. Dual Tactics, deals 1 damage to target creature. It can't block this turn. Flashback for... Oh, so for 3 mana, you can deal 2 damage. For 1 mana, you deal 1 damage. Okay. Scolding Administrator. It's a Dwarf Cleric, 2/2 for 2. White and black. It has repartee. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery, put a +1/+1 counter on it. When it dies, if it had counters on it, put those counters onto up to 1 other target creature. Stand up for yourself. 3 mana instant, says destroy target creature with power 3 or greater. Nice, get rid of them bullies. Proctor's Gaze. It is an instant for 2, a green and a blue. Return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Alright. Applied Geometry. It is a sorcery for 2, a green and a blue. It says create a token that's a copy of target non-aura permanent you control, except it is a 0/0 fractal creature in addition to its other types. Put 6 +1/+1 counters on it. Whoa. That could get funky. Non-aura permanents, it could be another creature. And it's getting 6 counters? Whoa, that's pretty good. Hey man, another freaking rare in the things here. I thought there's not super great on this. Culling Ritual. 2, a black and a green. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Add black or green for each permanent destroyed this way. So it is a sorcery that can pay for itself if it gets rid of 4 things. And then a Fractal Anomaly. Instant creature. Create a 0/0. Instant. Create green and blue fractal creature token and put X +1/+1 counters, where X is the number of cards you've drawn this turn. So a regular turn for 1 mana, it's a 1/1 fractal. You can figure out a way to make a couple. And then a Spectacle Summit fractal. Ooh, a Spirit one. That's a new one. Alrighty then. Let's get on to the next pack. Let's keep on moving. We are not even halfway there. And we are well over half an hour into this. So, I'm going to take a while, I think. Alright, what do we got here? Muse's Encouragement for 5. Created a 3/3 blue and red elemental creature token. Surveil. Oh, let's get him in screen. Let's get it in screen. 3/3 blue red with flying, and then Surveil for 5. I don't like that. That's not good. Eager Glyph Mage for 4 mana. It is a 3/3. This creature enters. Create an Inkling. 1 flying. Send in the past sorcery. Each opponent discards a card. Create a black and green pest token. Whenever this creature token attacks, you can gain a life. Not bad. I like that better than the other one. Expressive Fire Dancer. It is a 2/2 for 2 with Opus. Cast instant sorcery. It gets +1/+1, 5 or more. Also gains double strike. Pretty cool. Spirit Mascot. 2/2 for 2, red and white. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, put a counter on this creature. This is the Petrofactal, the Tetrafactal. Flying, this creature enters with X +1/+1 counters on when it enters. You gain 2 life. Brush off. The spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets an instant sorcery spell. Hey, that's not bad. So it only costs 1 and a blue to counter an instant or sorcery spell. Okay, that's better than some other counter spells I've seen. Old Growth Educator. It's a 4/4 for 4 with Vigilance and Reach, which is helpful. Fusion, when it enters, put 2 counters on it. If you gain life this turn, also could be a 6/6 for 4. Man, power creep is getting real. Power creep is getting real. Group Project. Sorcery. For 2 mana, you can create a 2/2 red and white spirit creature token with flashback. Tap 3 untapped creatures. Make another guy. Vibrant Outburst, a blue and a red. It deals 3 damage to any target. Tap up to 1 target creature. Not bad. A lightning. So this is actually like a lightning bolt and a twiddle on 1 card. So yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Color Storm Stallion. It is a 3/3 for 3 with Ward 1 and Haste. Also has Opus. Whenever you cast instant or sorcery, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. If 5 or more was spent to cast it, create a token that's a copy of this creature. Ooh, I like it when the horsies double themselves. I have a cool horsey deck. 60 card. And then behind it, Burst Lightning. Imagine that. Burst Lightning deals 2 damage to any target. If the spell is kicked, it deals 4 damage. Pretty cool. Mind Roots. Target player discards 2 cards. Land card tapped. Form of Amity. And then, oh, prepared, unprepared, prepared. Why didn't I have unprepared? Stunned and prepared. Kind of nifty neat. All right, we're going to keep on cracking down the middle back. See where we're at. We got procrastinate. Tap target creature, put twice as many stun counters on it. Ooh, I like that. I didn't think that was a real card. All right. Ascendant Dust Speaker. Flying when this creature enters, put +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control. It is a 4/4 or 3/4 for 5. At the beginning of combat of your turn, exile up to one target card from a graveyard. Oh, that's not bad. It gets rid of a card every turn. Burrowrog Banemaker. It is a 1/1 Death Touch. This creature gets +1 for... Oh, it's pumpable. For a 1 and a black, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. I like those. That was back in the day. It was the Wraiths. Noxious Newt. It is a 1/2 for 2 Death Touch, and you can tap them to add a green. That's a pretty good little mana dork. Rubble Rouser. I heard this one was pretty good too. When the creature enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Exile a card from your graveyard. Add red mana. When you do, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Okay. So he's not as good as I was thinking he was. Zealous Lorecaster. It is a 4/4 for 6. This creature enters, return target insert sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Bogwater Luminart. When this creature or another creature you control enters, gain 1 life. Pestbound Sloth. It is a 4/4 for 4. Has reach. When this creature dies, create 2 1/1 black and green pest creature tokens. With whenever this token attacks, you gain 1 life. Garrison Excavator. It is a 3/4 for 4 with menace. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, create a 2/2 red and white spirit creature token. And then a Stirring Honormancer for 2, a white and a black, and a black. It is a 4/5 Rhino Bard with when this creature enters, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of creatures you control. Put one of those cards into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. All right, we got one of these cool ones in the rare slot again, Vastland Scavenger. It is a 4/4 for 3. Oh my goodness. A 4/4 for 3 mana with Death Touch. A 4/4 Death Touch for 3 mana. He also has for 5, mill 7 cards and put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. That guy's pretty good. I like that one. Not going to complain about that. Duty Beyond Death. White and a 1. Sacrifice a creature. As additional cost, creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Put +1/+1 count on each creature you control. That is pretty good. And then the Fractal Mascot again. It is the 6/6 for 6 where it trample, enters, tap target creature opponent controls, put a stun counter on it. Island and a Fractal. We're about halfway through, y'all. I'm gonna pause real quick and then I will return. Let's see here if I can pause this. What's going on? I lost control with the... All right. There it is. It's here. So I apologize, you all, for the delay. Okay, sorry about this couple of seconds interruption there. Let's get back to cracking these packs. We got a Spellbook Seeker. So I'm gonna put this down a bit closer here. All right, what do we got? Spellbook Seeker. Flying this creature enters prepared. Draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Careful study. Dig site inventory. Put +1/+1 target creature you control gains vigilance until end of turn. That's not that great. Pull from the grave. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Gain 2 life for 3 mana. That one's okay. I guess I can try to hold them up this way a little bit better. Mindful Biomancer. When this creature enters, you gain 1 life. It is a 2/2 for 2. Ancestral Anger. Target creature gains trample, gets +X/+0 to end a turn, where X is 1 plus the number of cards named Ancestral Anger in your graveyard. Draw a card. This one's going to go into the red decks. Obviously it's a red card, but the red deck wins, like the quick decks, the red fast decks. Potioner's Trove, artifact for 3. Add 1 mana of any color. Tap, gain 2 life. Activate only if you've cast an instant sorcery spell this turn. Fractalize. Blue and X. Instant till end of turn. Target creature becomes green and blue fractal with base power and toughness, each equal to X+1. Teacher's Pest. Black and a green. Skeleton Pest. It is a 1/1 with menace. Whenever this creature attacks, they gain a life. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Oh, it's going to be hard to get rid of. Nice. I like those. Quillblade Laureate. Let's see if we can get these down even closer. Let's probably get this down like here. Can we do that? Can you all read those? Is that better? I know I need to get a higher definition camera. I'm working on it, y'all. So if you like and subscribe, it would help me be able to decide it's worth doing. Quillblade Laureate. It is a 1/1 for 2, double strike. Creature enters prepared. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains double strike till end of turn. This seems kind of silly. It already has double strike. Gives another creature double strike. I know. All right. Informed Inkwright. It is a 2/2 for 2 with vigilance and repartee. Whenever you cast instant sorcery that targets a creature, create an Inkling guy. All right. A 2/2 that makes dudes. Instants and sorceries. Moment of Reckoning. 3 and then 2 white and 2 black. Sorcery. Choose up to 4. You may choose the same mode more than once. Destroy target non-land permanent. Return target non-land permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, so not bad. You can bring 4 guys back, or you can get rid of, destroy some stuff. Royal Treatment. I like these, the roll tokens. I did like those. Those were from, what was the, Eldraine, Thrones of Eldraine, I think it was. Where the tokens were out. Shit. I'm gonna have to pause again, you all. And then in the rare slot, we ended up with another rare. In the shiny slot, we got another rare card, a Scheming Silver Tongue. It is a 1/3 for 2, flying lifelink. At the beginning of your second main phase, if you gain 2 or more life this turn, this creature becomes prepared. And it has Sign of Blood, which is 2 black sorcery. Target player draws 2 cards, loses 2 life. Let's move on to the next pack. From behind, the spell costs 1 less to cast if it targets an attacking creature. Target creature's owner puts on the choice their top and bottom of their library. So for 2, target attacking. Rancorous Archaic for 5. Trample Reach, you've already seen this guy. Shattered Acolyte. It is a 2/2 for 2 with lifelink. We've seen him. Follow the Luminards. Infusion. Look at the top 4 cards. Go creature or land card from among them. Put it into your hand. If you gain life this turn, you may instead reveal 2. Put them in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom. Unstable Mockery for 3. It's an instant. Unstable Mockery deals 4 damage to target creature. Surveil 1. Pest Mascot. It is a 2/3 for 3 with trample, and whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Growth Curve. We saw this one, put +1/+1, then double it. Sundering Archaic. It is 6 mana, 3/3 with Converge. It enters, exile target non-land permanent. Opponent controls mana value less than or equal to the number of colors spent to cast it. Put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. Ennis the Debate Moderator. That's the guy they're showing because he's in a wheelchair or whatever. They're talking about, hey, dude, why don't they just cure him, right? I mean, you're all magicians. Why can't you just cure this guy? Maybe he wants to be in a wheelchair? I don't know. When he enters, exile up to one target creature you control. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. At the beginning of your end step, if one or more cards are put into exile this turn, put +1/+1 counter on this guy. So, okay. Infirmary healer. Look. This is what they were talking about. Look, it's the guy in the wheelchair, right? And then the very next one is a guy healing somebody's legs. This is what one of the dudes on the internet was talking about. I thought was really funny. That's crazy. I got them both in the same pack right next to each other. That's pretty silly. Enters prepared. Target player gains a stream of life. I haven't seen a stream of life in forever. Mana Sculpt. Let's see if this one's any good. For 3 mana, counter target spell. If you control a wizard, add an amount of generic or waste colored mana equal to the amount of mana spent that spell at the beginning of your next main phase. Okay. So supposedly this one's kind of like the mana drain, but costs 1 more. And then a cool looking Abrade. That's a good card. Abrade's always a good card. I like those. Choose 1, deal 3 damage to target creature, destroy target artifact. Then another Expressive Fire Dancer. Titan's Grave. I haven't seen that one yet. That's pretty cool looking. Melancholic Poet. It is a 2/2 for 2 with repartee, and when you ever cast instant sorcery, target opponent loses a life, you gain a life. Instant return target non-land permanent to its hand for 2. Johnny's Response. Destroy target creature. Cost 3 less if you destroy target tapped creature. Oracle's Renovation. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. You draw a card and gain a life. Heated Argument. 6 damage. Exile card. We've seen that one. Bibliopex Tomekeeper. Construct. It's a 3/4 for 4. When it enters, choose up to 1. Target creature becomes prepared. But we saw that guy too. Render Speechless for 4. 2 white and a black. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from that planet. We put 2 counters. We've seen that one. Inkshake Demonstrator is a 3/4 for 4. Ward 2. Repartee. Whenever you cast a instant sorcery, make an Inkling. Paradox Surveyor, 3/3 for 3 with reach. Whenever it enters, look at the top 5 cards. You may reveal a land card with X mana and its mana cost from among them. Put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. That's pretty good. This guy replaces himself. Let's see if we can get this up here. Scathing Shadelock. It's a 4/6 for 5. At the beginning of your first main phase, this creature becomes prepared, and then for every turn, target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains Death Touch until end of turn for 1 black. You pretty much do that. Oh, hey, this is one of the emerituses. It's not. This has Demonic Tutor on it. Nice. Hey, check that out. Emeritus of Woe. It is a 5/4 for 4. It enters prepared. At the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more creatures died this turn, this creature becomes prepared. And it has Demonic Tutor on it. Search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, then shuffle. Pick your poison. Each opponent sacrifices an artifact of their choice. Each opponent sacrifices an enchantment. Each opponent sacrifices a creature with flying for 1 green. Cuboid Colony. It is a 1/1 for a blue and a green. Flying, flash, trample, increment. Pretty cool. I like that. Flying, flash, trample, increment. So, I don't know. You could probably end up doing something with that. I'm sorry. Oh, I need 1 second here to grab a couple more packs out the box. All right. We're rocking through now. We are more than halfway. Well, we have been on doing this for quite a while. How long have we been on? 54 minutes, something like that. Also brilliant. Target player draws 2 cards, loses 2 life, puts a +1/+1 counter up to 1 target creature. Essence Shatter, counter target creature spell. Studious First Year with the Rampant Growth guy, 1/1. Second turn, rampant growth right on him. You don't have to waste a freaking card. Goblin Glass right. Creature enters prepared. Craft with pride. Create a treasure token. Yeah, that seems a little silly. Wild hypothesis. Create a 0/0 blue, green, blue fractal. Put X on it. Surveil 2. Alright. Pursue the past. Gain 2 life. Discard. If you do, draw 2 cards. Flashback. Mana Worm, 2/5 for 4. Trample. When you cast instant sorcery, this creature gets plus X until X is the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. Not bad. For 4 mana, he's going to be attacking pretty big. Next turn, he just casts instant sorcery. Pigment Wrangler, flying, 4/4 for 5. This creature enters prepared. Striking Pellet. When you next cast an instant sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets of the copy. Sorcery for 1. Dissection Practice. 1 black. Target opponent loses 1 life. You gain 1 life. Up to 1 target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Up to 1 target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Not bad for 1 black mana. I mean, at instant speed, 1 black mana. Rapturous Moment. For 6 mana, you can draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards and add 5 mana back. Wonderful. Quandrix the Proof. Legendary creature, Elder Dragon. It is a 6/6 for 6 with Flying, Trample, Cascade. Oh, is this another one of the really special ones? Man, I wish I could get better picture quality on this for you all. It is a Quandrix the Proof. Instant sorcery spells you cast from your hand have Cascade. 6/6 for 6 Flying Trample. Not bad. And then a Feed the Swarm behind him. Destroy target creature or enchantment an opponent controls whose life equal to that permanent's mana value. Feed the Swarm. Divergent Equation. Return to X target instant and sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand. And then exile S. Paradox Gardens. Not bad. Not bad. We're not going to say this is like a shitty box or anything because what we got a couple of, like, we got an Emeritus, we got Elder Dragon. So, I mean, we're getting a couple of things at least, right? Alan Historian we've seen. Sneering Shade Rider. Flag. When this creature enters, each opponent loses 2 life. You gain 2 life. It's a 3/3 for 5. Probably don't get much. Landscape Painter. This is the Vibrant Idea on him. Glorious Decay. We've seen this. Grapple with Death. Destroy target artifact. I like that. Gain a life. Mage Tower Referee. We cast multi. Put a thing on him. Is this the one? Whenever you cast, this is an enchantment. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control for 1 white. That's not a bad little permanent to have out there. Converge, create a 0/0 blue and green fractal. Put X counters on it. Where your X is life you gain. X is the number of colors mana spent to cast a spell. Oh, Abigail. We saw her in the last set. She was in the Lorwyn Eclipsed. I guess Lorwyn is supposed to be on the same plane or something like that. So she is a 2/3 for 3 flying. Whenever you cast a creature spell, it becomes prepared. And then for 1 and a white or a black, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Homesickness. Target player draws 2 cards, tap up to 2 target creatures, put a stun counter on each of them. Ambitious Augmenter. It is a 1/1 for 1 with increment. It is a turtle wizard. With turtles relevant now, man. Turtle was irrelevant. I mean, they just had TMNT. When this creature dies, if it had 1 or more counters on it, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token, then put this creature's counter on that token. So it's a 1/1 that replaces itself with a fractal, and it's pretty good. Ambitious Augmenter. I like it. I like it. That's a good card. I like green that can do stuff. Bulk Up. Oh, I like that one too. Double target creature's power until end of turn. That's a great card. Bulk Up. I love that shit. Adventurous Eater and the Shiny Spot. This creature enters prepared. And then a mountain. And then a couple of elemental there. All right. Let's keep going on here. Let's go on and on and on. Interjection. Target gets +2/+2 and gains first strike. I mean, it's whatever. Target creature you control gets + and gains indestructible. That's better. I like that better. Textbook tabulator increment. It's 03 for 3. Gets bigger when it enters. Surveil 2. Strife Scholar. It is a 3/2 for 3. Ward, pay 2 life. Enters prepared, and you can awaken the ages for 6. Create 2/2 red and white spirit token creatures. Hungry Graphalon, we saw this guy. Inkling Mascot, whenever you cast, gains flying until end of turn. Tablet of Discovery. Mills, add a red, and then because you can do it that turn because it's an artifact, so it only costs 2 really. Or you can only cost 1 if you're going to cast instant sorcery. After that, Lewin, Exchange Student. It is a 3/4 for 2, a black and a green. It enters prepared. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. It becomes prepared. Activate only a sorcery. And for a black or a green, you can create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token. With whenever this creature token attacks, you gain 1 life. Alright, primary research. It is 5 mana enchantment. When this enchantment enters, return target non-land permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. The beginning of your end step, if a card left your graveyard this turn, draw a card. Alright, so for 5 mana, you're bringing somebody back and getting a card because you're going to, unless they get rid of it right then, you're going to get the least a card for that turn. Or a Sire Tide Choreographer. The spell costs 3 less to cast. If creatures you control have toughness 10 or greater. When it enters, draw 2 cards. So it only costs 2 mana. That seems silly. Why would you say this seems very silly? This is a very silly card. When it enters, draw 2 cards is pretty good, but Postmortem Professor. It is a 2/2 for 2 zombie warlock. It can't block. And whenever this creature attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. For 1 and a black, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard and return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Postmortem Professor. He's a 2/2 for 2. He's going to keep coming back. Stock up. And this one, wasn't this one of the expensive cards that just came out here? Not like super expensive, but look at the top 5 cards of your library. Put 2 of them into your hand, the rest in your... Yes, this is one of those. I think this is a pretty good card. This is a good printing of it. That's nice. Ascendant Dust Speaker. Creature enters, put +1/+1 count. Another creature you control at the beginning of combat your turn. Exile 1 creature from a graveyard. It's a 3/4 for 5. Fields of Strife there. I don't like it costing 5 mana. It seems like it's just not going to be played outside of limited. I do love all the different cards in Magic, and I wish that, people played just silly stuff and didn't have to always have the strongest decks, because it just gets a little old. 3/3 for 3 Vigilance, Repartee. Whenever you cast instant sorcery, this creature gets +1/+1 till end of turn. Send in the Pest. Opponent discards a card. You get a thing for it. Quick Study. 3. Draw 2 cards. Seize the Spoils. Discard a card. Draw 2 cards. Create a treasure. Fractal Mascot. 6/6 for 6. So when it enters, tap a creature, post uncounter on it. Wilt in the Heat. 4. Cost 2 less if it left graveyard. 5 damage to our creature. If it would die, exile it. Cleonian Tackle, 3 mana, sorcery target creature goes +0/+10 until end of turn. Then it fights up to 1 target creature the opponent controls. Alright, well, I guess you ain't trying to lose that battle. Give it +0/+10. Snooping Page, it is a 2/3 human cleric for 1, a white and a black. It has repartee. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature, this creature can't block this turn. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card, lose 1 life. Archaic Agony, 5 mana, converge, deals X damage to a creature. X is the number of colors. Cast spell, exile top cards equal to the excess damage. You may play those cards until the end of your next turn. Always your next turn, which is super helpful. Ooh, it's another one that I wanted to hear about. The Slumbering Trudge. It is a 6 mana, or it is a... So it's a green and X, and then it says this creature enters with a number of stun counters on it equal to 3 minus X. If it entered with a stun counter on it, tap it. I think they had to change it to say that it just enters tapped. Regardless, it is a 6/6 no matter what. And if you have 4 mana, it is a 6/6 that comes in untapped. That is just crazy. You are now getting 6/6s for 4. When I started playing the game, it was a 6/4 for 6 mana. Now it's a 6/6 for 1 mana. All right, and then we get another rare in here too. Tragedy Feaster. It is a 7/6 for 4. Like the 6/6 for 4 mana wasn't bad enough. Here, have a 7/6 for 4 mana. With Trample, Ward, discard a card. An Infusion. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice a permanent unless you gained life this turn. Wow. That is crazy. That's really good. Shared Roots, also a pretty good card here. Search your library for basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. And a Hungry Garafalon, a mountain, and a copy. So, you know, so far, y'all, I'm really not going to complain about this box. I love complaining about getting crappy pulls or whatever because, you know, everybody does. But I really am not going to do it this time. I mean, I've been getting okay stuff. I just wish I had a better camera feel to be able to read things better. Rapier's Wit. Tap target creature, put a stun counter on it. If it's your turn, draw a card. Wander off. Exile target creature. For 4 mana, exile target creature at instant speed. You can't beat that. Well, you can, but that's a pretty good card. Deluge Virtuoso. It is a 2/2 for 3. When it enters, tap target creature opponent controls, put a stun counter on it. I do like those. It also has Opus. Whenever you cast instant or sorcery, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And then at 5, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn instead. Efflorescence. Instant, put 2 +1/+1 counter target creature. Infusion. If you gain life this turn, that creature also gains trample and indestructible. Tome Blast deals 2 damage to target. Tetrafractal. Zealous Lorecaster. When it enters, return target instant sword card from your graveyard to your hand. Quandrix Charge. Counter target spell unless this controller pays 2. Destroy target enchantment. Target creature has base power, toughness 5/5 till end of turn. Okay. Now we have a Lecturing Scorn Mage, a 1/1 for 1 with Repartee. Cast it. It gets +1/+1 counter on him. Not bad. Not bad. Kroll History Buff. Sorry, y'all. I had my son is at school and got something in his eye. I was just making sure the school wasn't calling me back. Real life stuff. Kroll History Buff. It is a 2/3 for 2, a red and a white, and whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, it becomes prepared. It also can pack a punch for 3, or 1 a red and a white. Mill a card, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. It gains trample until end of turn. So you bring this guy out on turn 2, and then on turn 3, you cast this next one, you mill a card, and he is a 4/5 trampler. Huh. Okay. 4/5 trampler. Oh, look at this. The Lorehold Historian. Hey, we got another dragon. Dragons. Not going to complain about that. It is a 5/5 for 5 flying haste. Each instant and sorcery card in your hand has Miracle 2. And at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. You may cast a card for its Miracle cost when you draw it, if it's the first card you've drawn this turn. Oh, so every time you draw a card, it will have the Miracle 2. Whoa. Oh, no, instant sorcery card in your hand. So every time you draw an instant or sorcery, it'll only cost 2. That's pretty good. Wow. All right, sleight of hand. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand. Put the other on the bottom of your library. And then a Pigment Wrangler is a 4/4 for 4. Flying enters prepared with striking palette. Double. It's a next instant or sorcery this turn. Copy it. You may choose new. And then Field of Strife. We're working our way down this last stack of packs. All right, Elite Interceptor. It is a 1/2 for 1. tap or tap, draw a card. Luna Alley Shopkeeper, Menace, Infusion gets +2/+1. Banishing Betrayal, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Noxious Newt is a 1/2 with Death Touch and add a green. Rearing Ember Mage, it is a 4/5 for 5 with Reach and Haste. Another page, which will be helpful because you need more than one, because you can discard it. Reveal cards at the top of your library until reveal an instant sorcery card, put that card into your hand. Visionary's Dance, it is 5 mana, create 2 dudes. I don't think that one's very good. Divergent Equation, return up to X target instant sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand. Exile it. Cuboid Colony, Flying Flash, Trample, Increment for 2 mana. I mean, the Flying Trample is not bad. Destroy target creature. Infusion, you gain life. Controller's creature also loses 3 life. Fix what's broken. It is 2, a white, and a black. As additional cost to cast this spell, pay X life. Return each artifact and creature card with mana value X from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh, it has to be exactly X. It'd be awesome if it was X or less, with mana value X from your graveyard to the battlefield. Knockout Maneuver for 3, put a +1/+1 counter, and then it deals damage equal to its power target creature. So it's a buff and bite. A buff and bite. Oh, hey. We got a rare in the shiny spot. It is Berta, a Wise Explorator. Legendary creature, Frog Druid. For 1/4 for 2, a green and a blue. Has increment, and whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on Berta, add 1 mana of any color. Okay. X and tap, create 0, put X counters on it, so it makes a fractal every turn too. Not bad, not bad. That pack had a double rare in it, can't really complain. Had a rare in the shiny slot, I like that. So this one we've got Honor Bound Page, first strike for 3/3 for 4. I guess +1/+0 and gets flying till end of turn. It enters prepared. Last gasp, 3 instant, or 2, -3/3 till end of turn for 2 mana instant speed. Burrog Barrage, instant. Creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. You cast another instant sorcery spell, then it deals damage equal to its power of one other creature. Rabble Rouser. When this creature enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card, so it rubbages. And then exile a card from your graveyard and add red. When you do, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Render Speechless, sorcery for 4. You tone reveals your hand, put 2 on a creature. Embrace the Paradox, draw 3 cards. You may put a land card from your hand on the battlefield. Borrowed Knowledge, choose 1, discard your hand, then draw cards equal to the number of cards the opponent controls. Campus Composer, ward. This creature enters prepared. And for 5, you make a 3/3 elemental. It's a 3/4 for 4. Micah, Reader of Ruins. It is a 4/4 for 4 with ward, 3 pay life. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, you may sacrifice an artifact. If you do, copy that spell. Choose new targets of the copy. Pretty good. Old Growth Educator. It is a Treefolk Druid. 4/4 for 2, a black and a green with Vigilance and Reach Infusion. Whenever your creature enters, put 2 counters on it if you gain life this turn. Splatter Technique. It is a 5 mana, 1, 2 blue, 2 red sorcery where it says draw 4 cards, or Splatter Technique deals 4 damage to each creature and planeswalker. Not bad. A Bitter Triumph in the mystical slot. Additional cost to cast this, discard a card or pay 3 life. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. And then we got a Bogwater Illuminart. It is a 2/2 for 2. Whenever the creature you control enters, you gain a life. Spectral Summit, not bad. All right, we've got 6 packs left here. Muse's Entourage, creature token, Ascendant Dust Speaker, flying when this creature enters, put +1/+1 counter another target creature. Venturous Eater guy, Tenured Concoctier. Comes target spell ability you control. You may draw a card. Infusion, target creature gets +2/+0 as long as you gain life this turn. It's a 4/5 for 5. Vigilance, Troll Druid. Tackle Artist 4/3 for 4 with Trample and Opus. Whenever you cast in sorcery, put a +1/+1 counter on it. If it's 5 or more, put 2 on it instead. It has Trample, so that's pretty good. Spirit Mascot. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on this. Wild Hypothus. Fractal Guy. It's an X spell. You also Surveil 2. Primary Research, 5 mana enchantment. When it enters, return target non-land permanent with 3 less to the battlefield, and then draw every turn. Muse Seeker, it's a 1/2 for 2 with Opus. Whenever you cast instant sorcery, draw a card, then discard a card unless 5 or more mana was spent to cast it. We've got Tam, the Observant Sequencer. It is a 4/3 for 4 with landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, this Tam becomes prepared. And for 2, you can draw a card and gain a life. That's not bad. So hopefully pretty much every turn you draw an extra card and gain a life, and then play a land. Traumatic Critique. It is an X spell for a blue and a black. It deals X damage to any target, and then you draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Alright, so it's like a fireball type deal. Deduce, draw a card, and investigate. And then, ooh, a cool looking shiny royal treatment. Shrimp. I kind of like that they put that mystical things on the, whatever they are. Mystical archive things, I guess they're called. Rancorous Archaic. Procrastinate. Stone Dude, 3/1 for 2. Studious First Year. I like this guy. He's pretty good. For a common, I think he's pretty good. Ancestral Anger. I would like to get 4 of these to be able to make something out of them. Mental Mascot is it for 1, a blue and a red. It's a 1/4 Flying Vigilance with Opus +1/+0. And then 5, exile the top library and may put it to end of your next turn. Thunderstorm Solace. It is a 1/3 for 2 with Reach. Whenever you cast it, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. 5, it deals 3 damage to each opponent instead. That's nice. I like that guy. I think we saw him before. Converge. Target player discards cards where X number of spells cast it. Topiary Lecturer. 1/2 increment. Add to equals power. That one I like too. Make it bigger. Get more mana. Social Snub. It casts a spell while you control a creature. You may copy it. Each player sacrifices a creature. Each opponent loses life. You gain a life. Arc of Hunger. Artifact. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, this artifact deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. Tap, mill a card. You may play that card this turn. Oh, not bad. So you mill a card, then you may play the card this turn, which makes it leave, and then it does all the stuff. Pretty cool. Oh, yay! Look at that. Spell Pierce. Neat looking Spell Pierce. 1 mana, target non. Thornfist Striker Mountain. Alright, moving on. Sneering Shade Rider again. Hydro Channeler. Spends mana. It's a 1/3 for 2. Spends like I said, sorcery or chant or any color. Johnny's Response. Tap creature. Shopkeeper's Bane. Trample whenever it attacks. Gain 2 life. It's a 4/2 for 3. Expressive Fire Dancer, 2/2 for 2, gets bigger than 5 or more, gain double strike, Terramorphic Expanse, Stadium, Tidal Mage, Practice Scrollsmith is a red, a white, and white. First strike 3/2, when this creature enters, exile target non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard until the end of your next turn. You may cast that card. Transcendent Archaic, 6/6 for 7, Converge. Draw cards, and then you gotta discard some. Those are right. Rapid Attack until end of turn. Any number creature dies, draw a card. Magma Blood Archaic. Red, or 2/2. Trample, Reach, Converge. Creature enters with a +1/+4 counter for each color of mana spent to cast it. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spells, creature you control. All creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn for each color mana spent to cast that spell. Nice. He's an avatar. And then 2 red. Return the Favor. Spree, choose one or more additional costs. Copy target instant sorcery spell. Activate ability trigger. Ability, you may choose new targets. Change the target spell or ability with a single target. Not bad, I like that. Colossus of the Blood Age. It is a 6/6 for 6 artifact creature construct. Target creature enters, deals 3 damage to each opponent, and you gain 3 life. When it dies, discard that any number of cards and draw that many +1. We did see that before, just not a shiny one. That's right. Down to 4 packs. We are getting down to the end of this box, you all. Thank you for staying with me so long. I know we are an hour and 20 minutes into this. I know this is a long one. I really appreciate you all sticking with me here. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, gain 2 life. Spellbook Seeker, flying creature enters prepared, draw 2 cards and discard a card. Eager, Glyph Mage, it's a 3/3 for 4, enters, makes a dude. Glorious Decay, destroy artifact, 4 flying. Exile card from graveyard and draw a card for 1 and a green. Unsubtle Mockery, it deals 4 damage, target creature, surveil 1 for 3 mana, Mage Tower, Referee. 2/2/1, whenever you've been multicolored, put a +1/+1 back color to Luminart. 2/2 for 2, this creature, another creature rolls, gain a life. Stress Dream, it is 5 damage to up to 1 target creature. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of those cards in your hand, the other on the bottom of your library. Graduation Day is an enchantment for 1 with the repartee. You put a counter on whenever you cast an instant sorcery. Put a +1/+1 on a creature you control. Emil the Vastlands Roamer. Creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them have trample. Pretty helpful. Pensive Professor. It is a 0/2 for 3 with increment, and whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on this creature, draw a card. Nice. Super helpful. So anytime you bring a creature in that's bigger than this creature, you get to draw a card. Locust Spray. So for 1 black, target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Cycling, discard this card, draw a card. Shopkeeper's Bane, 4/2 trample. Titan's Grave. All right, we're getting down there to the last couple here. Let's see if we can pull one more cool looking thing out of all this box and make it like a dang, that was a good box, y'all. Melancholy Poet, Repartee, opponents lose a life, Landscape Painter, Dig Site Inventory, gains Vigilance with the flashbacks, not bad. Luminarts, top 4 creature, gain life, 2. Goblin Glasswright, enters prepared, make a treasure. Potioner's Trove, add 1 mana, any color. Thornfish Striker, it's a 3/3 for 3 with Ward 1 infusion. When creatures you control get +1 and have trample as long as you gain life this turn. Nice. Matter Bending Mage, 2/2. When this creature enters, return up to 1 other target creature to its owner's hand when you cast a spell. With X mana cost, can't be blocked this turn. Killian's Confidence. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end turn. Draw a card. Sorcery for white and black. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control do combat damage to a player, you may play. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Grave Researcher. It is a 3/3 for 3 Troll Warlock. At the beginning of your upkeep, surveil 1. Then if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, this creature becomes prepared. It has Reanimate. This is a Reanimate dude. Nice. That's pretty cool. So we got, yeah. So if there's 3 creatures in your graveyard, this guy you can cast Reanimate. Put a creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. You lose life equal to that card's mana value. Pretty neat. Oh, and then we got another one here. Hardened Academic. It is a 2/1 for a red and a white. Flying Haste, discard a card. This creature gains lifelink until end of turn. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. A 2/1 Flying Haste for 2. Not bad. And then another Repel Calamity, which is good. I like destroy target creatures, power 4 or greater. And then in the shiny spot, we've got the Stone Docent. Exile it. It is a 3/1 for a white 1. This set looks pretty neat. I do like it. I like the end universe ones. I do like the Strixhaven and stuff. I think this is right along Magic's like theme stuff. An Orc Warlock for 4/2 for 4. Return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Erase dead on that guy. Essence Scatter. Honor-bound page. We've seen this guy. Oracle Restoration. Control gets +1/+1 to the turn. Again, I don't like that. I like it when it gives them hexproof or indestructible. 6 damage. Imperious Ink Mage. Vigilance. Surveil. Strixhaven Skycoach. Flying. When this vehicle enters, you may search your library for basic land card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. 3/2 for 3. That does you fly. 3/2. Oh, it's a vehicle. That's why. Prismari Charm. We've seen this one. Surveil 2, then draw a card. Deals 1 damage to each of 1 to 2 targets. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Spirit Call Enthusiast. It is a 3/3 for 3. Whenever 1 or more tokens you control enter, this one becomes prepared. And Scroll Boost. It is a white and 1 sorcery. 1 or 2 target creatures each get +2/+2 until end of turn. Oh, we got a land here, huh? A Petrified Hamlet. When this land enters, choose a land card name. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. Lands with the chosen name have tap, add a colorless. This one has tap, add a colorless. That's pretty good, man. So you could get rid of like Thespian Stage maybe. Get rid of Dark Depths. Get rid of it has another rare in it. Resonating Loot. Artifact. Lands you control have add 2 mana of any one color. Spend this mana only to cast instant sorcery spells. Tap, draw a card. Activate only if you have 7 or more cards in your hand. So Artifact. 2. Blue and a red. Okay. Zombify. Zombie. Draw a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. And Landscape Painter. Another land. Let's pull this last pack out, y'all. Do you think we can get it done here? And yeah, I think we get it done under 3 minutes. I hope so. And we'll be at under 1.5 hours. Burrog, Banemaker, 1/1 Death Touch, Pumpable, Deluge, Virtuoso. Enters, tap target creature, put a stun counter on. It's a 2/2 for 3. Interjection, gains first strike. Mindful Biomancer, 2/2 for 2. And enters, gain a life. Fractal Mascot, a 6/6 for 6. Trample, enters, tap, stunner. Bibliopex Tomekeeper, enters, choose 1, tap or untap. Witherbloom Charm, sacrifice a permanent. If you do, draw 2 cards, gain 5 life. Destroy target, non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Tester of the Tangential, incremental, 1/1 for 2. Beginning of combat your turn, you may pay X. When you do, move X +1/+1 counters from this creature onto another creature. Impractical Joker, 1 red sorcery. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Impractical Joke deals 3 damage to up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. We've got a Molten Note, deals damage to target creature equal to the amount of mana spent to cast the spell. Untap all creatures you control. Huh. That's pretty good. We got this other cool man. So out of this box, we pulled a bunch of the ones that I actually saw like videos for and stuff. This Mathemagics, target player draws 2 cards. Target player draws 2 to X power cards. So if 2 is 0, you draw 1. 2 times 1 equals 2. 2 is 4. 3 is 8. 4 is 16. 5 is 32, and so on. A Helping Hand. Return target creature with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. That's pretty good for 1 white mana. And then Charging, Strife Knight. Haste 3/3 for 3. An island and a fractal. That is that entire box, you all. I do appreciate everybody staying with me and to the end, and I hope you join me again for the next box. Please like and subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm not, I don't do this very often, but when I do it, it's helpful to know that people actually care. Thank you. Bye.